Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Steelers' Jaylen Warren pulls back curtain on QB Kenny Pickett's leadership. Running back Jaylen Warren of the Pittsburgh Steelers appears thrilled to have Russell Wilson and Justin Fields as his team's new quarterbacks. But while complimenting the two new Steelers signal callers in a recent interview, Warren may have indirectly said more about former Steelers quarterback Kenny Pickett. During Cameron Hayward's live show during Day 3 of the NFL Draft on April 27, Warren received a question about how it's been having Wilson and Fields at the team facility. In his answer, Warren suggested the two quarterbacks were far superior leaders compared to what the team had last year. "Oh, it's a night and day difference from last year," Warren said, via Baku X, formerly Twitter, account. The leadership speaks volumes. 3 different quarterbacks started for the Steelers in 2023. But presumably, Warren is comparing Wilson and Fields to Pickett. Pickett's leadership came under fire toward the end of his Steelers tenure. Pittsburgh sports personality Mark Madden reported that Pickett 100% refused to be the backup for the Steelers in Week 17 against the Seattle Seahawks. Then a day after the Steelers signed Wilson on March 10, the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette's Jerry Dulac reported Pickett canceled a workout with teammates. By the end of that week, Pittsburgh traded him to the Philadelphia Eagles. Warren hasn't exactly gone viral with his indirect potential dig at Pickett. But media members covering the story interpreted Warren's comment as at least a slight shot at his former teammate. Steelers Now's Chris Ward called Warren's comment a truth bomb on Pickett. The Spunts Hunter Hodes referred to the running back's answer as a telling comment. Steelers fans on X responding to Baku's tweet of Warren's comment were more critical of Pickett. "It's becoming more and more obvious how bad of a teammate Pickett was," wrote Rick M. Warrensburg wrote that Warren speaks nothing but the truth. In his introductory press conference with the Eagles, Pickett tried a little to change the narrative around his Pittsburgh exit. But it appeared to have little impact on average Steelers fans. "I think the communication is what it is," Pickett said in response to how the team conveyed to him their off-season plan to sign Wilson. "It was behind closed doors. I'm confident with the way I handled it. I handled it the way I should have handled it." Perhaps the most ironic aspect of the indirect Wilson-Pickett swap is the fact that just a few months ago, Wilson had a much bigger diva reputation than Pickett. A team of reporters from The Athletic reported that Wilson had a private office during his first season with the Denver Broncos, which bothered some of the team's coaches. ESPN's Brady Henderson reported that in his final couple years with the Seattle Seahawks, Wilson placed a lot of emphasis on individual achievements such as the league's MVP award. But in the first couple months with the Steelers, there haven't been any rumblings of Wilson being a me-first player. Tight end Pat Freiermuth was highly complimentary of Wilson for organizing a workout with him and a few other pass catchers in San Diego. On April 14, Wilson posted a picture of him at the Pittsburgh Penguins game with backup offensive lineman and 2023 7th-round pick Spencer Anderson. Warren's comment only further supports the notion that Wilson is displaying great leadership this offseason. Wilson appears to be taking advantage of his fresh start in Pittsburgh. While Pickett may have made mistakes with the Steelers, he could eventually do the same if given the opportunity in Philadelphia. "You mad, bro?" Steelers fans push back at WR concerns, Pirates fans fume, Penguins fans not thrilled with Mike Sullivan. "I've had a bit of a modified work week. I've been doing a lot of radio. I've been researching a project for TribLive. I took a day off to see one of my favorite bands, Dirty Honey, at the Roxy on Tuesday. I'm going to a wedding in Cleveland on Friday. Please, save your Deshaun Watson jokes. But one thing we try to never modify is 'you mad, bro?' every Thursday. This week, you sound off about the Pirates hitters and Penguins coach Mike Sullivan. You have suggestions for the Steelers-Chiefs Christmas Day game, and you push back against my concerns about the Steelers' wide receiver position. So, in the words of Dirty Honey, fire away." Barry emailed me about the Pirates. The Pirates' batting averages are lousy. Why don't they bring up some of the guys from Indianapolis who are hitting with high averages? They couldn't do worse than what is here. You're right on one point, Barry. I'd rather see Jake Lamb in the lineup instead of Rowdy Tellez, and I'd like to give Ji Hwanbae another chance in the major leagues. However, I do disagree about one thing you said. After watching the Pirates for 49 years, I can assure you, they can always figure out a way to do worse. Bill is also venting about the Buccos. I know I should be writing about the 7 future Hall of Famers the Steelers just drafted, but my focus right now is on our sad sack, snake-bitten Pirates. I'm glad they didn't back the Brinks truck up for Bednar like they did for Keller, and Chapman should be gone before the trade deadline. First of all, Bill, let's not exaggerate about the Steelers' 7 Hall of Fame draft choices. It's probably only 6. I'm gonna say Ryan Watts is borderline for Canton, maybe a 50-50 coin flip. But, to your point about the Pirates, yes, the whole bullpen has been a disappointment, not just the closers. That said, I'm sure trading Chapman will happen eventually. Also, you used the phrase snake-bitten to describe the Pirates. They are the only franchise in the world so sickly that if a snake really did bite one of the Pirates, I'd be more worried about what the snake might catch from him than what he could do to the player. Steve emails about the Chiefs and Steelers playing each other on Christmas. Maybe we can have a Taylor Swift/Travis Kelce, "It's Cold Outside" duet? Sorry, Steve. I doubt that Travis would be able to remember the words. Also, I don't think that Taylor will be singing it because Wokesters deemed that song politically incorrect a few years ago. Although not as politically incorrect as what I'm sure Kelce and Patrick Mahomes will do to the Steelers' defense. This guy has an opinion on the alleged power struggle between Penguins coach Mike Sullivan and general manager Kyle Dubas. Adam Schefter reveals latest update on Dak Prescott contract talks. The Dallas Cowboys could have a very uncertain future beyond this coming season, and a lot of that uncertainty has to do with quarterback Dak Prescott's contract situation. He's under contract for just 1 more year, which means he would become a free agent in March 2025 unless he comes to terms with them on an extension before then. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, no noticeable progress has been made on contract talks between the two sides. While he has done very well in the regular season and was briefly a leading MVP candidate in 2023, he has a history of greatly underperforming in the playoffs. In 2021 and 2022, he was lackluster in playoff defeats to the rival San Francisco 49ers, and in January, he threw 2 early interceptions as Dallas fell behind 27-0 to the Green Bay Packers and lost 48-32 in the wild card round. The team hasn't gotten as far as the NFC Championship game since the 1995 season, which was also the last time it won the Super Bowl championship. Winning it all is the standard of greatness for the Cowboys and their fans, and it is very hard to imagine Prescott doing his part to help the Cowboys do just that. Some feel that unless he does very well in this coming season's playoffs, perhaps Dallas should move on from him and maybe see if backup Trey Lance has what it takes to get the job done. If Dak Prescott become a free agent, the Steelers have interest in him. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Dak Prescott? Leave your opinion in the comments.